The Welsh cob is a spectacular, dynamic animal, full of presence and that all-important Welsh character. While often quite spectacular, showing a cob in hand rarely allows the cob to show its movement to its full potential or to completely show off its talents. Years ago, a driven class was added. Driven cobs in the UK is quite unlike any North American pleasure driving class. It's actually more of a breeding class in harness, with the animal being judged 50% on conformation and 50% on movement in harness. Many people believed that the cob's only gait was the trot, thus the popularity of cobs in harness. Eventually, the ridden cob division was added, following the format of other ridden divisions in the UK. The class allows the cobs to show off at all four gaits and proves that cobs can canter. The WPCSA Ridden Cob class has been adapted from the classes seen in the United Kingdom and as demonstrated in our example. Animals enter to the right at the walk. The animals should demonstrate a free-moving, flat walk and be on the bridle.
Quite well in themselves. But this trophy is for the best registered Welsh cob male shown on the saddle.
This is not your typical North American English pleasure class. The ring procedure is different from most U.S. classes. Although it is not required for judging ridden cobs in the U.S., the ring steward directs all gaits on request of the judge, in contrast to the usual American format where the announcer calls the gaits over the public address system. The official WPCSA description of the class specifies that the class is for registered Welsh cobs and Welsh ponies of cob type, 4 years of age and over, to be judged 50% on performance and 50% on conformation, to be shown at the walk, trot, canter, and gallop. An individual performance showing all gaits on each rein will be required, although the gallop need only be shown in one direction. Each animal will then be stripped for conformation judging. In case of a tie, the cob with the higher riding score will take precedence. UK judges or qualified American judges to judge. One method commonly used to score the class is to award each animal a score from 1 to 50 for their under-saddle performance and a score of 1 to 50 for conformation. The two scores added together determine the winner of the class. In many cases, the scores are posted following the competition. Other than the gallop, extended gaits are neither called for nor required. However, riders should show their animals to their best advantage. As a result, the trot is often a stronger trot than commonly seen in English pleasure classes. The trot should be balanced, showing impulsion, cob movement, and the animal moving well in the bridle. Impulsion should come from the hindquarters, allowing freedom of movement in the front. When requested by the judge, the riders move their animals to the canter. Again, the gait should be well balanced, relaxed, and free-moving, with the animal being responsive to his rider.
Very fast here in the main ring with the Welsh cobs and the saddle this morning. Two classes at the moment. 107 in the southern end, that's next to BT building, and 113 in...
When the judge has seen enough of the canter, the steward holds the class at one end of the arena, and each entry individually strikes off at the canter, extends to show the gallop, a full gallop, not the hand gallop seen in American hunter under saddle classes, and returns to the group.
With the John Parker display then made him away, and the Welsh polo cob display, parade of light train turnouts, kangaroo kid, and the King's troop. Then after that we have falconry.
Following the individual gallop, the entries may either all resume the rail at the walk, or may go directly to the lineup, as seen in this video. The judge, the steward, may call the entries to the lineup in a preliminary order if desired. The first animal lined up is sent out first for the individual show.
Grand Parade here again today in mid-afternoon, and it's a sight to behold. When you fill the ring with cattle and horses and ponies, and you wonder what sort of value you could put on all those animals. It must be a huge, tremendous sum of money, and they're all together in the center of this ring. Well, that will happen today again at around 3 o'clock.
In our example, one judge rides the animals through their individual show. This method of judging is interesting and tells a lot about the animal. Sometimes the animals actually go better for the riding judge than they do for their regular riders. The judge riding is able to evaluate the animal's level of training, willingness, responsiveness, and quality of gaits from another perspective. As it isn't usually practical, though, in the U.S. at this time, we are not asking our judges to ride. The judge determines the specific details of the individual performance, or, at his or her discretion, can leave it to the exhibitor. The individual show might consist of walk out, pick up the trot, canter, change rein at the trot, resume canter, gallop, and proceed back down through the gates to the walk, concluded with a return to the lineup similar to what is demonstrated in our example. During an individual show, riders should show their animals to their best advantage. If an extended trot is where it shines, show it. The idea is to show one's Welsh pony or cob to the best advantage as a Welsh. Following the individual show, the judge scores the ride, with the steward or scribe taking notes. The confirmation phase follows the individual work. In accordance with the WPCSA judging specifications, the animals will be stripped of tack with the optional assistance of attendants. The rider will then lead the cobs out individually for confirmation judging. The rider will show the cob in hand at both the walk and trot, where the judge looks for correctness and soundness of gaits rather than flamboyance. Animals should be well behaved and mannerly during the in-hand phase, although some movement is permissible. As a cob returns to the line, it is saddled and the rider remounts. This process can take quite some time depending on the number of entries in the class, so judges and show managers will need to plan accordingly. When all the entries have completed both phases, the judge will then tally the scores. The ring steward may assist with any required mathematics. The judge may ask the group, led by the first cob in line, to circle at the walk while making his final decision. The judge then instructs the steward to line up the class one at a time in order of placing. After the prize has been awarded, the winner leads the class out of the ring, often at a gallop.
Well, here we are then. The sponsors are presenting the first prize, Rosetta's Chestnut Mare, number 1752, Mrs. Una Marcel's Murray Hall Faith's Reward. And of course she's known newcomer. Mrs. Elizabeth Ronda, she is an osteopath and she is lecturing on horses and also helps veterinary driving practices. She was a student in Oxford and 6 and didn't want to sell her completely packed of a blind to her daughter when she was young, and now they own her jointly. So now they are joined by the stallion winners and the section C winners. So this now is called the Supreme Championship. And reserve Copper Galleries and the champion and reserve of the section series, the Welsh Boys and Content. Here we are in the parades led by the champions and the champion and reserve of the mares.
Gee, bring us. Imagine us if we must have known more students.
And now let's watch some of the best. The championship judging of the Ridden Cobs at the 2002 Royal Welsh Show. This championship is made up of the champion and reserve, Section D Stallion, Section D Mare, Section D Gelding, Section C Stallion, Section C Mare, and Section C Gelding. The championship judging does not require a complete reperformance and does not require an additional in-hand section. However, it does allow
and the champion is at 1752, and this is Gunnar Marcel's Murray Hale, Murray Hall, Faith Road. 1752, written by Carol Isaac, and who did so well for the Welsh Phillies at Olympia last year. And the reserve goes to number 1816. 1816 from the other ring. So we have the champions from the one ring and the reserve from the other ring. And this is Lisa Carey's Coat Tower, bred by Conway Morgan. Conway, os ydych chi yma, wedi gwneud jobyn gwych gyda'r Contawe cyn sydd yn siŵr byddwch chi. A mynd nôl i'r Contawe. You've done a tremendous job there, and also with the schools, I can have the schools. Previously, and you've named them. Of the judges, you've seen the same, and best wishes go to the grandmother. As I said, the photograph they need to wear, because we've seen that, and we're looking for a better, and the time and running. The Suda's mother, the Suda's grandmother. Who still rides sides.